Welcome everybody, it's Sylvie McCracken from sylviemccracken.com, and today I have one of my incredible clients, Carrie Huberty, who is the author of a book that is almost done, almost coming out, which is called, I have to read it, Hectic World, Happy Life, Turn Stress into Serenity in 5 Minutes a Day, and is a psychologist and yoga teacher. Welcome, Carrie.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for being here. So, I wanted to kind of, start by just asking you, maybe you can share with people that are watching, tuning in, who might be fellow psychologists or psychiatrists, kind of what were you doing before when you kind of found out about our program? What was your day-to-day like?
Yeah, so I've been working in the schools for over 15 years now, and I really just was struggling day to day. So trying to figure out how to open my own business and make it what I want to do. But then in the back of my head, I always had that I wanted to write a book. There was just something nagging at me, and I had done a lot of different trainings on mindfulness out of my own initiative. So it wasn't actually part of my job, but I just saw so many people struggling with stress and just being unhappy every day. And I knew that it worked for me. So I really wanted to take that initiative. And when I saw the program and I saw you, Sylvie, it really resonated with me, and you resonated with me. And I thought, oh, that lady sounds like me. I can do that.
That's hilarious. I don't hear that very often, because usually I hear you're a little more hardcore than I am.
Oh,
that's amazing. So what is it? So in your day-to-day, like, tell me a little bit about what a day in the life of your day job looks like.
Yeah, it's a lot of testing, observing students, a lot of things that I didn't know I was signing up for. We'll say that. I have switched jobs. I was a district person where I would go to several different schools a day, and I would look after their intervention teams and really try to help support them with supporting students. So in essence, I was actually working with the adults and not necessarily the kids, but as we all know, we're all interlinked. And so the kids, obviously, if the adults aren't healthy, then the kids aren't going to benefit as much as they could either. So that's it's a high stress job. It's fast paced. I definitely come home every day and I have to unwind myself from, going into that every day, because you do see a lot of things that maybe in the everyday world isn't always exposed to. But
yeah, no doubt. And that's something I feel like we hear a lot, is sort of like you have all this experience and expertise in your field, and then you feel like in your day job, you're not really able to even apply it, because you have all this regulation and you have to kind of make sure you're in the boundaries and working within the lines and whatnot.
Absolutely. That defines it perfectly.
Yeah. So how long have you wanted to write a book for?
Well, I would say, I've been complimented over the course of, I even remember back in high school where my teachers would even say, you write so well. And I just kind of, a teenager doesn't really pay attention to that. That's not what I wanted to do. But then it kept coming back to me over and over again. And that's something I do every day, is I write about students and about their situations. And then I'd say about 12 years ago, it dawned on me that I might actually be able to write a book, because I heard a principal bragging about her son and how her son had wrote this amazing book. And I thought, her son wrote a book? Oh, well, that must mean I can do it too. And so that just stuck with me.
Yeah, that's amazing. And so you kind of thought that then, and you had that kind of, first little seed, but did you take any action on it before joining our program?
No, none at all. I had no idea how to do that.
Right. Okay, got it. So you needed kind of a system to take you through and be like, okay, now we're going to take this from idea to actually get it done.
Yes.
Okay, got
and it. I really honestly wouldn't have thought that would ever fit into my day. My day is already so full that I never thought that would even be a possibility.
That's actually a great point. What is your schedule like? What are your work hours like?
They vary, but it's basically an 8 to 5
got it
type thing. A little bit less hours when the schools are in, when the kids are in school, but then there's a lot of work before and after as well. So
Got it. Yep. That's a classic. Okay, cool. Well, so you joined the program and that was about 8 weeks ago because you just graduated a minute ago, basically. And
Yes.
so tell me kind of, well, first of all, in that like 8 weeks, if I remember correctly, we got your idea completely refined. We got your outline completely, back and forth approved and everything else. You have a great title. You have a great cover. You have a sales page, right?
Yay.
You
Yes.
have everything other than you have some writing still to do, basically.
Yes.
You have some
Yes.
filling out to do. Okay, got it. So that's amazing, first of all. So I want to definitely honor that because it's a heck of a lot of progress in 8 weeks, considering you had a full-time day job throughout that whole time, right?
Yes,
That's
definitely.
amazing. Okay, got it. So what would you say in that 8 weeks, like what would you say was the, maybe framework or module, or what was it that you found kind of the most helpful?
I definitely think for me, two things were most helpful: the group calls and the Facebook page, where you got to kind of cheer other people on. And I'm not sure if a lot of people would say that, but for me, it was really all about, I knew that I needed help from other people. So I was always trying to fill other people's banks with other things that I could help them with. So if we shared, what do you think about this title? Or what do you think about this topic? I always wanted to make sure I was helping other people. And then in doing that, I started to build relationships with them. And then other people were cheering me on, and I needed that. So that was really, really important to me. And then also to be able to see on the group calls what other people were doing was huge, because it just gave you more ideas, and it also helped you to say, oh, I can do that. That doesn't look like it's too hard. I think I can handle that.
That's amazing. I love hearing that because I feel like, you touch on something that's so important, which is for a lot of people having that cohort and having, that accountability and a little bit of like positive peer pressure too, of like, I'm doing it,
Yes.
where you sometimes maybe take a day or two off and then you're like, oh man, I better get back to it. Like, and having that momentum of people posting saying, I got my outline approved, I finished my title or whatever, really gets you back into action. So I want to just honor you for that too, because you were really such a positive light in the group. And I noticed that, like, we can see that, the team can see that, of you really adding, really, just constantly posting celebrations, thanking our coaches, which I absolutely, we have the best coaches in the world, but the way you showed up with them and the way you kind of were grateful every step of the way, it just goes to it says a lot about who you are, Carrie. So I have no doubt, knowing that, like seeing that, I have no doubt that you're going to be successful in everything else you go and do. So that's amazing. And in terms of the group calls, getting that feedback is critical. I feel like, one of the things that's so key is like, most people have on their bucket list write a book, but a lot of the times people would just get stuck on one thing and quit altogether. So I love the fact that you showed up, you really made use of the support, you reached out for help every time you needed it. And so that's amazing as well. So what would you say is kind of the biggest shift that you found in yourself, that you noticed in yourself during the 8 weeks? Because, we, of course, are here to write a book, but most of the time what ends up happening is something a little different as well.
Yeah, so just a lot of the mindset work that we do, that you talk about from day one, was huge for me. So I go back to that every single day. So it wasn't like, oh, this is so easy, I can just start writing a book and I can create my title page and all is well, and I'm awesome and everything's great. Like, it definitely was not like that. I struggle, and I've always struggled with confidence. Even if I know something really well, I always question things. So it was a huge, huge mindset issue for me to go in day after day and say, oh, well, I've got this title, but oh, is it good enough? And oh, well, everybody else is doing mindfulness because it's the new buzzword. Like, maybe I don't have anything to contribute. And just those questions over and over. So I had to keep asking myself, where is my focus? Where am I putting my energy at? Am I putting my energy in those negative things that aren't even true necessarily? Or am I saying that, wait a minute, I think that is just a mindset issue. Like, let me take a step back and just breathe, and then get back into it. And every time I did that, and every time I got back to, and that's another reason why the Facebook group helped me. because I kept going back to that, and I would see other people celebrating and being so happy, and it reset me every time with you know, positivity, like, okay, I can do this. Like, it's okay, Carrie, you may not have all the answers right now, but you'll figure it out. I can do it.
Yeah, that's amazing. So is that mindset work, was that kind of new to you in terms of, I mean, you know, like, had you kind of done mindset work before, or what was it, kind of something that was sort of brand new for you?
I've done a lot of self-reflection, like deep self-work, because obviously I'm a yoga teacher. I've gone on lots of retreats, but to be honest, it's the way that you put it and the book that you recommend, it makes it so simple. And I think sometimes we get stuck in our heads on, well, this has to be a big deal, but it's just a simple matter of awareness, really. Like, are you aware that this is really your, you know, your mindset coming into play that's stopping you? So I'd done the work before, but I'd never done it like every day, you know, thinking about that. So bringing it into my everyday life I've seen really positive benefits from that across the board.
Yeah, that's awesome. So can you share one or two of those benefits that, you know, have nothing to do perhaps with writing a book? Like, where else has it shown up in your life? Yeah,
the biggest thing is just having more confidence to open up my own business and start exploring that. And then the other area it really opened my eyes to was realizing that I've been networking all along for a business that is yet to be created. And I had no idea, you know, I was just being me in the world, and realizing that I do have the potential and I do have those abilities. It sounds so simple, but it's huge for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I love that. And I love that now you have kind of a product that you're going to be able to capitalize on some of that work that you've been doing for a decade, right? Like now you have, it's all kind of coming together.
Yeah.
So that is amazing. Okay, cool. And so, you know, you've seen these transformations in your business, in your personal life. You have a book, you know, ready to go. You just have to fill it in, and then hit that launch button and everything else. What would you say is, you know, was there any part that, that you felt like you got stuck, or was there at any point like a moment where you questioned whether or not you could do it, or you know, or whether it was going to work or anything like that?
There were two times. The first time was just getting started. So for me, the just getting started happened at about 3 to 4 weeks. So I was still walking through the modules, but then I had my second mindset call, and I thought, I'm way behind. Like, I can't do this. And, you know, I had to reset there. And that was when I actually set goals for myself and said, okay, I can do this. I'm going to do this. I wrote down every single thing I wanted to do by the end of the 8 weeks. And I knew that if I did that, I would hold myself accountable and stick to it. And then the very last week was really hard for me because of the sales page. So the sales page was something I really struggled with. I think, again, it goes back to mindset and not wanting to put myself out there or being afraid to put myself out there. But it's just something I've never done before. And I sat down and I was like, I just want to give up now. I truly thought, oh my God, I came all this way, and this is going to be the end of it. Like, I'm going to stop right here. But I pushed through. I did little bits at a time. And then once I saw my first draft, I thought, oh my God, I did this. And it was such a relief. And it was so nice to see, okay, I can do it, just little bits.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, what I love, what I love is, I mean, obviously it hasn't, you know, it's not like, oh, this was just easy and every step of the way I just did it and whatever. I mean, there's obviously, you hit some stumbling blocks, but what I love about you, and, you know, what really makes the difference between somebody that hits that stumbling block and completely gives up and quits, and, you know, someone that's like, okay, let me reassess what resources do I have? Who can I reach out for help or feedback or whatever else? You showed up to every one of the calls, you know, mindset calls and whatever else, and sent in the help tickets when you needed it, and you really pushed through. So that resourcefulness that you have and that you've continued to build is exactly what's going to get you every single step of the way. So that's amazing, Carrie. So what, what would you say to anyone listening who might be a psychologist or maybe even a yoga teacher as well, and is wondering whether or not, they're ready, or they know enough, or they have something to share with the world, or whether they can fit it in their schedule? If they're listening in and thinking, well, maybe if Carrie can do it, maybe they find some similarities or something like that, what would you say to them?
Oh my gosh, totally go for it. Even if, don't let fear stop you, because that's one of the biggest things that prevents, I think, anyone from moving forward. But if that's something that you really have an interest in, I really think that you need to explore that, and then just see. I mean, I just feel like so many other things in my life are starting to unfold and open because I made this one choice to trust my gut and just do it, despite all the fears. I almost had a panic attack signing up. Like, I mean, I really, truly, that sounds crazy, but I was like, I don't think I can do this. I don't think I can do this. And I pushed through, and it's just made such a big difference in so many ways across my life. Not just, I might make money or it's not about that. Mm-hmm. It's just opening new doorways and new opportunities, new ways for me to think about how I want to be in this world, which is amazing and fun.
Yeah, that's incredible. I mean, I think that's our headline right there. Our psychologist almost had a panic attack.
Yeah, it really did.
I can't turn off the copywriting brain, but that's amazing. And that's hilarious, Carrie. And, I really want to thank you for taking the time out of your busy day. Obviously, you've got a million things to do, and really sharing this with people who, are, again, just sitting kind of on the fence, kind of like you did for 10 years or whatever, in terms of like, I want to do this, I don't know how to do this, and whatever else. So that's really, really helpful. So anyway, Carrie's book is going to be out very soon, and this is one more tactic to get her to finish it. So make sure that you ping her, ask her about it so that she can finish it. Called, I already forgot. I have to read the title again because I can't remember, but it's a fantastic one. Hectic World, Happy Life: Turn Stress into Serenity in 5 minutes a Day. So check, Google for it in maybe a few weeks. Carrie, do we have a date when it's going to be done?
No, not yet. I hope in like 3 months. That's my goal. Is 3 months.
Okay, we'll see. We're gonna hold her to it because she might have some summers off. So we're gonna get this done very quickly. And in the meantime, if you're listening and you're wondering if you can write an ebook as well, if you can create an online business, if you can go from not even knowing, what WordPress is or, how to get online, to really creating an incredible book, not just any old book, not just, starting a blank doc and just typing, but actually a book that can change people's lives, that can really be a legacy for you, and also create a great income for your family as well. Book a call with my team and we'll see if we can help you. The link to book a call is sylviemccracken.com/call, and we have incredible team members that would absolutely love to help you and figure out if this is for you and if this is something we can help you with or not. So the link will be below the video, sylviemccracken.com/call, and look forward to talking to you guys really, really soon. Thank you, Carrie.
Thank you.